We're back live. We apologize for some of those technical difficulties, but back with Rafael Nadal, the world number one and defending champion. He's here on the first practice court directly next to 2009 champion Juan Martín del Potro. Rafa in an off day practice here. He'll play again tomorrow. We saw some of his trademark massive forehands just prior. He's now working on some returns, trying to be aggressive with his footwork on the return. You see that big step and hop, split step, hitting the ball with his weight, moving forward back into the court. His coach is motioning for him to make sure he continues rotating his hips. Through the ball. Rafa, of course, a 17-time Grand Slam champion, a 3-time U.S. Open champion, defeated Kevin Anderson in straight sets in last year's final. He comes into the tournament once again as the #1 ranked player in the world and the #1 seed. Rafa with a beautiful forehand there. Coach Carlos Moya hitting some serves. Rafa a bit frustrated with himself on these returns here. A couple errant backhands into the net. And of course, Rafa, a great champion, one of the hardest workers on tour. In these sweltering conditions, continuing to work on this return. You see a water bottle placed out in the back corner on the deuce side of the court. That's the target that Rafa's looking to hit. The water bottle is about a foot in front of the baseline, deep in the deuce side of the court. Rafa looking to take this backhand return and hit his spot. Moya hitting primarily second serves to Rafa on this return. Rafa pleased with that one, as is Coach Carlos Moya. Juan Martín del Potro on practice court 2, just stepping in to take some volleys. That return, another beauty. Within a few inches of the water bottle, as is that one. Rafa trying to hit the target that his coach put out for him there off these returns.
Good, see 15.
There you see Juan Martín del Potro, the 2009 champion, taking some volleys. Del Potro, of course, standing 6'5", using his long reach. Rafa Nadal and Carlos Moya now up at the net, having a brief conversation, between two champions. Moya, former world #1, Rafa, the current world #1. Moya, a Spanish legend and icon, a Davis Cup champion, the first Spaniard to reach the world #1 ranking. Rafa Nadal, of course, now arguably the greatest player of all time, second all-time in Grand Slams behind Roger Federer. The two of them working together for a couple of years now. We've seen tremendous success from Rafa, as Moya has been his coach. Rafa electing to take a little bit pace off of that return with a little more topspin, get the ball a little heavier, bouncing and kicking up deep into the court. Beautiful return there, very heavy ball deep into the corner on Moya's backhand side. Joe in the comments saying he's picking Rafa Nadal to take home the title. Tanya in the comments rooting for Novak Djokovic. It's nice to have the big three all out in their full form at this year's U.S. Open. Djokovic fresh off a Wimbledon title, Rafa fresh off a French Open title, and currently the #1 ranked player in the world. And Federer has been playing well over the past few weeks. A finals appearance in Cincinnati and a dominating first round performance for Roger. Rafa now switching to the deuce side, being even more aggressive with his footwork there on the backhand returning each of these balls from inside the baseline, trying to drive them through the court, hitting the ball a little bit flatter now on the deuce side as compared to the heavier backhands we saw Rafa electing to hit on the ad side. That's the return Rafa was looking for. A quick smile from him and his coach standing next to him. Rafa Nadal will face the Russian Karen Khachanov in the third round tomorrow. Federer is undefeated against Khachanov in his career. They most recently played in the Canadian Open semifinal with Roger winning in straight sets. They also played in the Masters 1000 Madrid. Rafa winning in straight sets. Rafa's coach motioning for him to keep his feet planted. You saw on the previous backhand there, Rafa go off of one foot into the air when hitting that return. His coach saying that he should keep his feet steady and rotate his hips through the ball. And Ibrahim in the comments rooting for Rafa. And Bond in the comments saying Roger all the way. Thanks to everyone for joining us, of course, for another practice session here. There you see Juan Martín del Potro, the 2009 champion, practicing directly next to Rafa. Del Potro seems to be fully healed and rehabbed from the wrist injuries that plagued him for so long. He's been hitting his trademark massive forehands throughout the tournament thus far. Looked great in his round 1 victory. Rafa now working on some serves as Delpo hits some returns. Rafa hitting a variety of serves out here. Martín del Potro being equally aggressive on the returns as well, like we saw Rafa practicing. A rare treat for the fans out here, getting to see a couple of U.S. Open champions practicing side by side. We saw that earlier as well with Venus and Serena practicing side by side this morning, them both preparing to face each other in the third round. Rafa practicing serve up the tee on the ad side. Of course, we often see him go out wide with that lefty sliding serve that's always been so effective. And as Rafa takes some more serves and Juan Martín del Potro takes a break, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more coverage live from the practice courts here at the U.S. Open. John Isner will be coming up at 1:30. Maria Sharapova, Caroline Wozniacki at 6:30. Make sure you set your clocks and come and join us for all of those. And follow us on U.S. Open social media for all the behind-the-scenes coverage throughout the tournament. Joey Brander here with you all tournament long, and we'll be back with more live player practice coverage soon.